So there's been absolute fixture chaos for Manchester United with the postponement of the Leeds game, the postponement of the Crystal Palace game, and the international break coming up all at once. Let's have a look at how all of this congestion will affect Manchester United and whether actually it may well be the exact thing that Ten Hag needs. So what exactly has happened then? So Man United versus Leeds was postponed after the Greater Manchester Police decided they didn't have enough officers for the game, with significant numbers being committed to London tomorrow for the Queen's funeral. The fixture list was considered a Category A game, which means it was deemed high risk because of the club's rivalry. I mean, personally, I reckon you can just get some bloke who, does security outside Poundland to come and do it. I think we could be just fine without a load of police there. This weekend's postponement was even more unfortunate because United already had the Crystal Palace game last weekend postponed. The fact that we're in Europe playing more games than most other clubs in the Premier League also adding to the problem. Then when you see the international break straight after that, it means that Manchester United have had no games for almost a month in the league. Not to mention the fact that this international break has come earlier than usual because of the fact that there is a World Cup in the middle of the season. There's a month out of the season, what is already a ridiculously hectic, difficult, clustered schedule. We now have to take a month away, plus a few days either side, because of a World Cup that can't take place in summer because it's 50 degrees in Qatar. It's one of the most ridiculous things we've seen in terms of football fixtures ever, let's face it. Now, immediately, you might think that this is an absolute momentum killer for Manchester United. However, I think this could be a good thing. Obviously, we just had those 4 wins in a row after the awful opening defeats to Brentford and Brighton at the start of the season. It's looking like, okay, 4 wins in a row and then stop. However, I think whilst those games, our performances were very good, we rode our luck at times in all 4 of those wins. I think we've seen a lot of good signs, a lot of transition into a new style of play. But I think if Ten Hag really wants to get this team playing how he wants to, he needs more time on the training pitch and less time playing matches. Man United have got 9 games in October. It's an absolutely ridiculous schedule of about a game every 3rd day. This 3 to 4 weeks off could be the exact thing he needs. Look at Casemiro, look at Antony, look at Dubravka, to name just 3. All of those players have barely trained under Ten Hag outside of that typical match, rest, preparation, match schedule that you tend to see throughout a season. It's very difficult to keep implementing new ideas throughout a season. Yes, you can do it here and there. Yes, there's a sort of a general move and evolution towards a new style, but a lot of what is learned is the stuff that we learned in pre-season. Once the season starts, there's a load of players in ice baths, taking the day off. It's massage day, it's recovery day, it's take a day off here and there. It's building up, here's the tactics for this particular game. If you want to get those overarching structures, this is a perfect learning period for Manchester United. This allows time for the likes of Antony, Rashford and Sancho. Those 2 haven't even gone away for the international break, but all of them in this month have time to build these partnerships. Where does Antony like to run? What kind of dribbles does he like to do? How can he and Dalot work together? How can Malacia and Rashford establish a new system there? Is Martial coming back into the fold? I genuinely think that Man United, the biggest thing we need is to learn. I think that, yes, they're pretty fit, they're a good bunch of players, but learning this style takes a long time, and it takes a lot of time on the training pitch, in the classroom at Carrington, learning, watching video, reading, listening to the coaches. And I think this is the perfect time to do it. Yes, those 4 games in a row were important, and we needed those to establish ourselves as a team with a bit of confidence. But if we want to dominate games start to finish, they have to know Ten Hag's systems inside and out. Like I mentioned before, the new transfers, only Tyrell Malacia had a full pre-season with Manchester United. This is the perfect time to not just have a rest, but to learn so much more on the training ground. Now, one problem will be when they come back, we do have to find more space for this Leeds game, for this Crystal Palace game. There's looking like that may well be in January. So they're all knackered after the World Cup. They come back and now they've got 2 extra games to play on top of League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League if we're still in it. This is a very difficult season for Manchester United players, but I think having this foundation to build off, we almost had a sort of dry run. These 6 games in the league, almost, no matter what happened, people would have backed Ten Hag. Yes, we won 4, we lost 2. It could well have been 3 losses, 2 wins and a draw. Who knows? But Ten Hag got to see his team in action in his style in the Premier League, and has now got a month, which again is basically the length of pre-season. They came back at the start of July and the season started at the start of August. He's basically got another pre-season within the season to analyse his players after having seen them play 8 competitive games. I think for certain coaches this would be a bad thing. For coaches who are more based around motivation and mentality and getting the players, ticking the right way, getting the players us against them. A coach like Jose Mourinho, for instance, I think would hate having a month off. For a coach like Ten Hag, where it's a little bit more learn the ropes, bit more tactical, here's where you stand, here's where you pass, here's the run you make. I think time with him to absorb the way he wants to play is absolutely crucial for these players. And I think, yes, the momentum will come, but that will come from having consistent performances. There's points now where you watch teams like even Arsenal, who I think their squad is nowhere near as good as United's. I don't think Arteta's anywhere near as good a manager as Ten Hag. But because they've had nearly 3 years with their system, they know it inside and out. So yes, you've got average players or average to good players, but because they play that system unconsciously, they know the run is being made. They can pass it half a second earlier because they don't have to do that and check whether that run's been made. They can just knock it. They know that there's going to be someone at the back post. They know how they defend in transition. They're getting a much better tune out of a squad that isn't, I don't think, that great compared to certain teams like Manchester United last season, who had a fantastic squad, but because we had no tactics, we had no idea what to do, we finished 6th. Now we've got a team that I think, man for man, is probably the 3rd or 4th best in the league. And we've got a manager that is a tactician that will make this team better the more time he spends with them. I think this month could actually be the making of this season for Manchester United. Right, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It is annoying that there's no games for a month. I'm not going to deny that. I love watching Manchester United play. That's the best part about being a fan. Transfers is fun. This is good. That's good. TalkSport, take the piss out of them occasionally. But actually, it's about watching Man United, and we don't get to do it for a month. But that's why I think this could actually be a good thing for Manchester United for the rest of the season. Get in the classroom, get on the training pitch, learn what Ten Hag wants to do, build those relationships, and then show it against Manchester City and for the rest of the season. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if I'm just being optimistic for the sake of it. If not, tell me in the comments. Also, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already and like the video as well. And we'll see you in a bit.